DNVR Broncos live, coming to you from Studio A here at the DNVR Bar, where we are presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. And the A stands for about that time, boys. It's about that time.
That you're back, baby.
It is about that time. It was about that time for me to get back.
I'm back too.
Allie's back. Allie's back. She's in the producer chair. Yeah, I mean, we were just volunteering for charity, so no big deal. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say good job to me or anything.
Right.
Okay,
You wouldn't say that you were volunteering for charity.
No,
or
I wouldn't
something.
talk about that.
No, of course
I'm
not.
doing it for the people.
Man, we thought you were out here twerking all week.
No twerking for me. I did twerk a little last night at the Avs game.
Wow.
Man, it was tight sphincters in the first period, and then it turned into twerking in the second.
It was. Yeah, if you twerk, it kind of loosens it up,
Oh, okay. So you had to get going in order for the pucks to start flowing.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. That was scary.
It was.
That was the worst.
It was.
I don't know. I never felt like, I don't know how to explain it. Like
you were having
I was
fun?
worried, but I didn't think they were gonna lose.
Okay. I was definitely worried.
If they had gone down 3, then I would have been like,
yeah.
I think we might be done.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I'm really worried.
the A stands for
Still?
about that time.
Yeah.
We're good now.
Wow. I mean, that first period was awful.
Yeah, and then they figured it out.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope they play like the second period Avs for forever, but I don't know. I've got my doubts.
Whatever, they already won.
Hoping for the best. 15 more.
It's about that time to really dive into the draft.
It is.
It's weird. It sneaks up on you when it's not the only thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
If the Broncos didn't have Russell Wilson and they had the 5th pick, we'd be talking about this. We would have been talking about it since week 7.
Yep, exactly.
But when you don't have a pick until the 3rd round, you just kind of are thinking of other things to talk about. And obviously we've done our preview series, which I love because I feel like I'm starting to get to know
Me too.
The players in this draft. But all of a sudden you're like, oh, draft next week.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yep.
So excited for our coverage of that directly, but also excited for as we kind of move ourselves towards the draft in the next few days, really starting to look at who might end up being Denver Broncos.
And as we heard from George Paton and Sean Payton yesterday, it's all about best player available. And I just want to reiterate, again, I said this yesterday, best player available sounds great. That's like what fans want to do. And typically that's what you'll hear from a coach or a GM. They'll mention it once or something like that. Or they'll say, we've got a couple of places we can go. But never in my years of covering the team, I believe this is a 7th draft now, 8th draft, something like that, have I heard best player available been preached so much by a head coach and a GM. So I am buying into it a little bit more than in the past. I mean, anytime they were asked about a position yesterday during the pre-draft press conference, they would talk about the position and then go right back to, but we've set ourselves up where we're going to get the best player available. We don't need to reach best player available. It was just the theme of yesterday.
Let me ask you this. Sometimes we talk about our Madden League in this show, and it's really irrelevant. In this case, I actually think it's relevant. When you are drafting for your team, are you drafting best player available, or are you drafting at a position of need?
You kind of find the mix, right?
To me, it's 100% position of need.
Oh, okay.
Like,
See, my only draft pick I've made in this Madden is when I traded all the way up to number 2 or whatever for Bryce Young.
yeah,
So that was neat, I guess.
it was need. But my point here is you're trying to assemble a roster, and never, at least in my life playing Madden, never have I felt like my roster was just complete.
Right.
No way my first round pick can help my team. So I feel like it's almost impossible to draft best player available unless you are a Super Bowl caliber team, whoever it may be out there. I'm not even going to say their name, but if you're a really good team that is coming off of a Super Bowl,
Henry will say it
and
for
you're
you.
saying all right, well, we don't actually need, but you might have lost some people in free agency and now you have needs. But really, if you're just if we just get an amazing player, it's going to increase our chances of winning. So I never buy best player available unless I see it. So if the Broncos were to draft a wide receiver
Yeah.
with their first pick in the 3rd round, I'd be like, damn, they really just said best player available. He was the top guy on their board. They auto-selected him.
Really quick, let's go through those positions just super quick. Wide receiver, for me, tackle would be one of those, since that would be a person that wouldn't come in and play right away.
Most likely, yeah.
Guard.
Guard, definitely. Yep. So offensive line outside of center.
Yep.
Quarterback would be one
Yep.
as well. Is that it?
That's it.
Safety? No.
Yeah.
That guy could come in and start for sure.
But I do think there's a chance that they get a position of need, center, safety potentially, running back potentially, and it also be the best player available. So I can be sold that it happened to fall right.
If they draft a center, I'm not. They drafted him because that was their top need.
Last year it was Nick Benito when they had Randy Gregory and Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, I think they actually did go best player available there.
Yikes.
Also, yikes.
Yeah.
The obligatory yikes whenever you hear the name Nick Benito.
And best player available, let's just be certain here, is based on their opinion.
But
Right. Yep, it's very true.
I feel bad. I hope he figures it out because he was so sick in college. And they had him doing all that different stuff in the slot. Like, they'd drop him back. They'd have him, I don't know, play off the ball. They'd have him rush. Maybe it just takes some time.
None of us have ever said he's a bust, but
No.
the first year
it was terrible.
Wasn't promising.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
And if they could go edge again this year, and if they go edge again, oh man, that is bad news for everyone in that room. You can make a case.
Well, and I've been going into some of these mock drafts. I was just messing around all morning knowing we're doing this. And so, there's guys that I like their edge rushers in, the 6th round. It's like, well, they don't need a 6th round edge rusher. That just adds more confusion to those, 4 guys competing for 2 spots already. You know? It's just a weird spot.
Yeah. But was it John Elway said you could never have enough pass rushers?
Yeah, it certainly
Which
was.
is wrong.
And he
You can't have 53. You need somebody to throw the football, too. There is a line, and I think they're approaching it.
I don't disagree.
I think the Broncos could, especially if they move up into the 2nd, they could draft someone that would be their best outside linebacker. They could do that this year. Now, maybe not their best outside linebacker this year, but next year could be their best outside linebacker. And that's taking into account Randy Gregory's injury history.
Exactly.
I think if he's healthy, it's going to be hard to top him, but he's never healthy. So you take that into account. Baron Browning, does Sean Payton just not view him as, the potential that he has? And then obviously anything beyond that's just depth and a big question mark.
Well,
All
and
right.
that's why, if you were to say they could draft somebody at 67 who leads the team in sacks this year, sure. It's unlikely, but possible.
Yeah, it wouldn't blow me away.
No.
Well, we're about to get our opportunity to
do
go
it.
best player
Let's do
available
it.
or position of need. Let's open up the old draft simulator. I feel like the old draft simulator has lost some popularity on Twitter.
It's because nobody cares about the Broncos draft picks.
You're right.
Yes.
You're right.
Actually, I feel like, honestly, draft simulators would help people care about them more because it's easy to just talk with your buddy about, okay, who are the 4 guys going off the board before the Broncos pick at 5?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You can't do that
No,
to 67.
No
That's
one
why
is at the local watering hole talking about who the Broncos are picking at 67.
Right.
Nobody.
That's why
what-
you need this, though, is to be like, okay,
Fair.
in 30 seconds, let's zoom through 66 picks.
But just the interest from Broncos fans in
That
the
is
draft,
true.
it's 10% of the Jerry Jeudy
Yeah.
draft at most.
We've seen that
5%?
for sure on our end, yes.
Yeah.
But also by
And I don't blame anyone.
people not
No.
tagging us on Twitter, I think we've only been tagged in one
Yeah.
mock draft on
It used
Twitter.
to be
Oh my
7 a
gosh.
day.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Today was the first time I went through and just okay, day 3, who are 20 guys I like? I went through and I was like, okay, there's some sick players. I hope the Broncos get somebody.
Yeah. And let's see who they're going to get at 67 because we talk about best player available. Let's run through a couple of mock drafts here to see maybe these draft simulators are going to be so wrong and Bryce Young falls to 67. But we can
Exactly.
kind of see maybe there's some realistic guys that fall there and see if we're just blown away by what the Broncos could potentially get. And let's not do any trading. I think we can do trading maybe next week to see, okay, if this guy's really here at 42, should the Broncos package both of their thirds or a future third to move up? Let's just see right now who falls to 67.
Let's do it.
Yep.
So we got a couple of simulators. This one's great.
Yeah.
What is
Who is
this
this?
one?
Shout out to who?
The Draft
Draft
Network.
Network.
The Draft Network.
This is the
and
best
the top
one.
right of the screen, if you press, I believe,
big
start
shout out.
draft.
There we go.
Wow, just like that. Is there any way we could make the screen bigger so we can see?
Huh.
Any way to zoom in?
Can't see.
Uh-oh.
I'm
This may be
legally
bad.
Wow.
Wait, it's already there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's there.
Oh,
Those
I
are
thought we were
the
gonna get to see what happened.
the other simulators will be able to.
Okay.
Oh geez. Yeah, I think you gotta read us names here.
I can read.
Wait,
your
hit a
names,
command
too.
plus command plus
I
command plus.
I can't.
Oh
There's something
boy.
about this
Oh boy, I
scroll.
didn't think about that. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Kind of.
We're getting there.
Oh God, we have a minute.
Just keep doing this
you
over
can,
and over.
Wait,
again.
Allie, top right, you can pause it.
Oh, okay, but let's pause that.
Oh, we were on the clock.
Yeah,
Shit.
we are on the clock.
Hopefully this doesn't happen to the Broncos.
Okay, Henry, you can come back here. I can
Yeah,
read
I
it.
think you
I
guys
can read
see
it.
now, Okay.
Looks
Kind
like
of.
How can you
We got
Kind of,
corner.
no.
Okay, so here's the best available right now.
Can you go a little bigger?
Yeah, one more would be great.
Okay, hold on.
3 more even.
Yeah, 3 more would be great too.
No, I can't do 3 more.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, so
I mean-
on the board, and we also do need to say it for the people listening on the podcast side. So on the board right now, corner, and this is best available according to the
Draft
the
Network.
draft network. Deontay Banks,
Yep.
a cornerback from Maryland.
Can you like scroll down so that we can see more players and less of the top part?
No, you can't.
Really?
Because
Oh, no. Right
Yeah,
there.
like that.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, Drew Sanders.
Deion Sanders.
Yes,
No.
Deion Sanders,
Oh, Drew. You're
linebacker
confusing the
from
podcast.
Arkansas. Luke Musgrave, shout out to Bill, dropping
Yes.
F-bombs. Tight end from Oregon State. Trenton Simpson, linebacker from Clemson. Clark Phillips III, we've talked about, cornerback from Utah. DJ Turner, cornerback from Michigan. Linebacker Jack Campbell from
Jack Campbell
Iowa.
available.
An edge, Notre Dame edge, Isaiah Foskey.
Yep.
Am I seeing that right?
Caillou Blue Kelly.
Caillou Blue Kelly, cornerback from Stanford. Then tight end Sam Laporta. We're talking about
Yep.
him on Monday. Cornerback Garrett Williams from Syracuse. Edge
How many are you going to read?
Byron Young from Tennessee. I'll probably stop there. How many offensive players were there? One?
Are we supposed to be on the clock?
Not a lot.
No, this is good.
Okay,
This is
okay,
good.
okay.
I mean, this is so many deep.
Yep.
That's the first thing that jumps out to me. This is like all defense.
Yeah.
That's good.
Again,
That's
a lot of
just what the
corners.
Broncos need. Oh, wait.
We're not going for need, Ryan.
We know it's a deep corner class.
2 tight
Can't
ends
be
in all
surprised.
there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, Deontay Banks really tempting. Like that's a potential #1 corner. Super athletic, great ball skills. Like the fact that he's on the board would kind of make him a steal at this point
How could I not take Jack Campbell?
because he's Josie Jewell, but a little bit faster.
He tested incredibly well at the combine. Like he's not going to be
good
there at this-
RAS, I
He
imagine.
could be. I mean,
see
there's
what-
always a few guys here who you don't think so. You know?
Yeah, I know.
I kind of I like how this fell because when I did,
I hate how it fell.
okay, yeah, actually, I hate how it fell too. But there's no like crazy guys that are falling where you're like, okay, well this
No.
isn't realistic. Every time I did this yesterday, there was a ridiculous guy that fell, and I was like, okay, come on, what are we doing here?
Jack Campbell 961.
Yeah, there you go. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be very tempting. And also, if a guy like this falls, Brian, that would be best player available?
Sure would.
Because that's certainly not a position of need. But also,
Yep.
if a guy like this were to fall, especially at the linebacker spot, the Broncos could cut Josie Jewell
They
right
could.
now and save, I believe, $5 or $6 million in cap space and only
A little
have
less than five, I
one
think.
and have $1 million in dead money. So you could even open up money too by doing that.
Can you click on the IOL tab? Just see what the center situation looks like.
Al.
Oh, can you click on the IOL tab? Right now it's on all. Just see what the centers look like. So our
Oh,
guy Steve Avila's still there.
Big Steve.
I like that.
Again, tempting.
Yep. Definitely tempting.
I know what I'm doing.
You going? And remember, Broncos have back-to-back picks.
Exactly.
Yep.
So can I pick?
Yep. You can.
Am I on
pick.
the clock?
Yep.
All right. Give me Steve Avila and Jack Campbell.
Okay.
I like that.
Yep.
I like that a lot. Because of need.
Well, and I think this is what I love about having back-to-back picks.
Yeah.
You can take one for need and one
Yep.
best player available.
It's very true. Which one are you doing? Henry and I figured out that because Dalton Risner was drafted one spot ahead of Drew Lock, he made $170,000 more than Drew over his 4-year contract.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
But the contracts were $7 million total. So, like,
it's
small percent. For us, that's
For
a
one
lot.
pick, he was picked 30 seconds later.
Yep, it's true. I mean, yeah, when you put it like that.
That's crazy. All right, I want to take. Okay. I'm getting in the mind of the Broncos here. I'm taking Jack Campbell first because I can be like, see, best player available. That's what we do
it's
around
true.
here.
Yeah.
It's true.
And then I'm taking Steve Avila second.
Okay,
Jack Campbell
I
would
like
be
that.
sick. Like my thing is like he is
he's a
still like
beast.
a tackle first linebacker.
He's 6'4".
Yeah, I know he's a tackle first linebacker. I think
What was his 40?
I thought combine he was 6'5".
Let me see.
I think he was actually like,
My
especially
goodness.
with that RAS score, I'm sure he was 6'5".
He's 6'4" and 5/8".
Oh, okay. So you rounded up.
Yeah.
I rounded up.
Yep,
But yeah, I mean,
that's a big boy.
I just
4'6'5".
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he doesn't fly, but he's also
Right.
6'4".
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, that is huge. I
yeah.
would like that pick a lot.
6'4",
Yep.
250.
I like that pick a lot for the Broncos. I would go.
It's unsettling not being able to see the comments, know if you're just getting roasted
Probably.
right,
or
right.
if people love it.
No.
we're
it
good.
doesn't matter. You don't have to start it ever.
So I know Deontay Banks super tempting. So is Luke Musgrave. You know, he's a good blocker and he's also massive. He's like 6'5", 6'6" or whatever, 250, 255, something like that.
Henry
So he's-
loves tight ends.
like that's one of the spots where there's room for another.
Yeah.
Like he's somebody who's an immediate red zone threat. He can block. He's probably going to get even better as a blocker. Like just the upside and like fast too. Definitely fast. Like especially for a tight end fast. So I think he's somebody who long term could wind up being like a Pro Bowl type of guy.
And speaking of tight ends, one of the things that's kind of gone under the radar, because you don't want to jump on it after the first press conference, but we've talked to Sean Payton a few times now. I don't believe he said one good thing about Greg Dulcich.
Has he
yet.
said anything?
No.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's put him down. And he's been asked about the tight end position a couple of times, and I don't even think he's brought up Greg Dulcich's name. Yesterday, George Paton brought up Greg Dulcich, but we know that George Paton sold on Greg Dulcich a year in. Not necessarily that Sean Payton sold on him. So Henry, to say that the Broncos could go tight end, I don't think is a reach.
Yeah. I guess the last guy who I really like there is DJ Turner from Michigan, the corner. I think he ran like a 4.3. And he's like a little bit smaller. I think he's only like 5'11", maybe still like 200 pounds. But like he's somebody who was played mostly on the outside, would obviously fit really well on the inside as well. Like he likes to hit. Like he could just be your slot corner to go with Damari. And also potentially if Damari struggles, could go out there.
I like it.
Realistically, I would probably trade down just because there's like 4 of those guys I like. If I can pick up a pick and move down 5 spots, I'm happy with any of them, you know? But
right,
one of
George
the picks
Paton.
is definitely Steve Avila.
Yep.
And I'll just
And-
go Deontay Banks with the second.
I'm just going to follow your lead right there. One of them's absolutely Steve
Yep.
Avila. You got to do
And
that.
we've officially got a DNVR draft darling.
Wow.
Yep,
A
yep.
consensus.
Yep.
And then also, I'm going Deontay Banks, and that really would be for me. I think I'm higher on. I can't say I'm higher on this guy and then not think of his name right now. Damari Mathis. I
Yeah.
think I'm higher on Damari Mathis than a lot of people. I don't think the Broncos need another cornerback, but if a borderline first round cornerback falls to you at pick 67, that's just so tempting to pass up on. So
Yeah.
I'm going potentially a number 1 cornerback. Obviously, he's going to be the Broncos' number 2 cornerback, and then a starting center.
And how could the Broncos pass up a corner in the 3rd round? They've been so successful.
It's very true. Maybe wait until the 4th where they got Damari last
Yes.
year.
And the other part with the corner is that there's just so many that like they're going to like they're kind of backed up right here. That's why you have guys falling where you're like, oh, it feels like 3 of the best 5 players are probably corners here. By the next pick at like the beginning of the 4th round, it's probably going to be like 5 of the top 8 players just because they're just going to get more and more backed up, and that might be where the real value is.
I don't know why we're looking at the Buffalo Bills draft class on the right, but they took John Michael Schmitz at 28 overall.
Yeah.
Wow.
If that's the best center, like that's
Right.
the earliest you could probably take a center.
It's just like because of that happening, I feel fortunate that we got Steve Avila
True.
in the 3rd.
That's
True.
very true.
You want to see anyone else's?
No, we're good.
How do we feel about that, guys?
I feel good.
Even though you said you didn't like the way it fell?
I mean,
because
it's-
I actually agree with that.
Yeah, I think we're able to make it work.
Yeah.
I legitimately think Jack Campbell has superstar potential. So
And then with
he
those
just doesn't
picks,
quite move well enough. Like he still is like a 2-down guy who like third downs you're kind of like, yeah, have him play a zone in the middle. You know,
that's what I was
You're not
gonna say.
asking the
He's
man
so
up.
big that
Yeah.
he can really take up a huge chunk of space in the middle of the field.
It's just like modern linebackers. Him like 5 years ago, yeah, he would have been perfect. Right now, it's like now we've moved to just a little bit further away. Like he might make a Pro Bowl at some point, you know.
He is athletic enough though to play in 2023.
Yeah, he's athletic, especially in the running game. Like he
I feel
can get to
you
the boundaries.
Might be getting a little bit deceived by the fact that he's a white linebacker from Iowa.
No, I'm definitely not. I promise. Like I've gone back through. I was super into him like a week ago, and then like I looked through all the numbers and stuff. I was like, 4.65. Like he hasn't played much man coverage. Like I just don't know that he has it in him.
on a
On
a different note, yesterday George Paton and I think Sean were both asked by some. I honestly don't remember who. When you go through the draft process, does your feeling on players change? What? Like, and they were both like, yeah. Like we look at guys and our feelings definitely change on them. And so Henry, just like that reminded me of what you said.
Exactly.
Your feelings change on a guy. Okay, let's jump to another draft simulator. But first, something you need in 2023, you need Fubo TV. Because, I mean, normal cable, that's a thing of the past. That's for sure. That's a thing of slow linebackers that can only play the run game. Now, you need something fast. And Fubo TV, very, very fast, especially for Nuggets and Avs games. If you have Fubo TV, you're going to be covered for all of the playoff games for Nuggets and Avs. Plus, over 140 live channels. Plus, over you can stream and record over 1,000 hours on the cloud for DVR. There's no contract. There's no cable. No hassle. Just sign up and start watching. Plus, you get a free 7-day trial. If you scan the QR code on our screen, you're going to get 15% off. If you go to FuboTV.com/DNVR, you're going to get 15% off as well. So make sure to check them out. Click the link, scan the QR code, check out Fubo TV, and use that code DNVR for 15% off.
Hell yeah.
And go over to Backus and Schenker. Backus and Schenker is an incredible place for all of the people who've had horrible things happen to them. Because if you get hit by a car or hit by a bus or somebody on a bike, you can call them and they'll get you money for the bad thing that happened to you because you deserve it. They've won over $1 billion for their clients.
$2 billion soon.
$2 billion soon. Yeah, especially if you really get hit by something. And there's no fee while they work on your case. You can get a free consultation. There's no fee until they win your case. So that's an awesome deal. And they've got more than 30 lawyers on staff. They've got offices all over the state. So if you, they help with all kinds of injury cases where you weren't at fault, even if you're injured at work. So call them at 222-2222 to find out if you have a case for free. Backus and Schenker wins.
All right, let's hop into another mock draft. And as Allie's pulling that up, hit us with a thumbs up if you wouldn't mind on YouTube. Really helps us out. If you're watching on or listening on the podcast, subscribe, turn on notifications, and also make sure to hit us with a 5-star review. We would really appreciate it. Okay, what are we hopping over to now? This is
Pro Football Network.
Pro Football Network. Let's see who they're going to have dialed up for the Broncos.
Do they like tap into the CFL and the USFL and all
Oh,
that?
it's
If you're going to
because
go
they're not-
Pro Football
right.
Network.
You would think
Wow.
so. Yeah. Okay, here's the board. Pay attention really quick. It's rolling fast. Uh-oh.
Enhance.
You
Like
have
we're on
two
So
trade-offs.
CSI.
let's not accept these trade offers, but let's look at them. Allie, could you
Does
read those
Draft
for us,
Network do
please?
trade offers?
All right.
Looks like it's two things for two things.
Broncos
Oh, yeah.
pick 67
Okay.
and pick 139
Okay.
for Cleveland's pick 111 and 2024 Cleveland's second.
There's a second round pick involved. Broncos don't have a second round pick next year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Done deal.
Yep, I think so too. Especially with
Probably.
the Browns. Could be an early second round pick, so we're not going to accept it right now, but I personally do that.
Oh, you have another one.
And then the other one picks 72, so move back
Yeah.
5 spots to pick up a
fourth?
future fourth.
No.
See how the board falls.
I was going to say it would depend on how the board falls.
Yeah.
That one doesn't blow my socks off.
I think it's good value, though.
So Allie, if you wouldn't mind just there we go.
Blow my mind or knock my socks off.
Should I pause
What'd I say?
it?
Blow
we
my
Blow my
socks
socks off.
What would be the opposite one?
That'd be a
What's the
strong
opposite of
blow.
knock your socks
No,
off?
mixing them the other way.
Oh, so it would be blow my socks.
You ever see like people get hit by cars and their shoes come
Oh
off?
my god.
Wow.
That always
Yeah.
confuses
Talking
me.
about. Okay.
I don't know why that confuses
Like,
me.
Yeah.
like, why wouldn't I don't know. The shoe should just go width, right?
No, because there's so much force, they just fly off.
But like, I don't know. Maybe that must just be super loose shoes.
Do you guys want me to pause the draft so you?
Yeah,
have
yeah,
time?
yeah.
Let's
Okay.
Maybe
pause it.
having loose shoes increases your chances of getting hit by a car.
Okay, let's not do this.
Really quick, the Saints in this draft drafted Jahmyr Gibbs. Does that mean Alvin's available
Kamara,
for the
yeah,
Broncos?
let's go.
Wow.
That would be something.
Oh no, Steve Avila's off the board.
Dang. So I like this. I like how the board's fallen a different way. You also have Clark Phillips the third off the board, Luke Musgraves off the board. So on the left side of the screen, if you're watching on YouTube, that's who has been drafted. On the right side, according to Pro Football Network, is the best available. And just the first guy on the board is my pick, Joe Tippmann, a center from Wisconsin. We talked about him just a couple of days ago. I honestly think he could be the best center in this draft. If he falls here, that is the easiest pick, not only potentially best player available, but fits those needs. So who else is there? You have Derek Hall, edge from Auburn. Keanu Benton,
Yep.
a defensive tackle from Wisconsin.
beast.
You have Jervon Dexter, a defensive tackle from Florida.
Huge person.
Oh my gosh, he's massive. Tucker Kraft, tight end from South Dakota State. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about him later today. You have a running back from Texas A&M.
You don't want to try and say Devon.
Acne.
Oh boy. Wow.
I can't even see it.
A-Chain. Remember
A-Chain. Yeah,
we were talking about him
Yep,
yesterday and I couldn't say his name.
Is that better?
Tyreek Stevens. That's perfect. Thank you. Tyreek Stevenson, corner from
Madden
Miami.
League legend Tyreek Stevenson.
He's what?
Yeah.
Oh, Madden League. Yeah. You have
Keyshawn Booty.
Keyshawn Booty,
Ooh,
wide
I'm a
receiver from
big fan.
LSU.
He's a
Jordan
big fan,
Battle,
Booty.
safety from Alabama.
Did you hear what happened to him?
Oh my god.
What?
Like, so Keyshawn Booty's like big time, like crazy numbers, like first round pick receiver.
Yeah.
There was like an orgy or something at LSU with like a bunch of the coaches and stuff. I dug into it.
What?
Yeah, no, it's
And
real.
he was involved?
Yeah. I think he might have been the only players but then he got like kicked off the team. But they said like, yeah, he's opting out of the bowl game, but let me double check, see how much of that's true if we're getting sued.
What a name in order
Yeah.
to have that too.
I know, that's what always reminds me.
Okay, so I'm going Joe Tippmann. Easy at 67. Again, not many offensive players fallen here.
Yeah. Is it?
What are you thinking?
A-Kane, like, kind of fits.
So there are rumors that but everybody's talked about the rumors, and in college football with those rumors, they're true.
Oh, okay. That's how
Yeah.
that works, huh?
Yep.
Man.
So
you're
allegedly, make sure you go.
Oh yeah. So
That's true,
allegedly,
that's
that's
true.
what happened.
So you're thinking
Personally, I choose to believe it.
you're thinking a running back here, huh?
I am, yeah.
But see, the crazy thing is with A-Chain, like I think he's just like prospect number 160 or something on the Draft Network one, and we could have just picked him there.
Yeah.
So that's always the weird
But
thing
Steve
about how they
Avila's
like
not there, and I don't
True.
think Jack Campbell is either.
No,
So
he's
I
not.
have to
He was
go-
42.
Yeah, I have to go a different direction here.
True.
Yeah, give me A-Kane or A-Chain. Someone help.
No, you say both. That's what we've been doing.
Oh, good job.
Yeah. A-Chain or A-Cane.
He's that like fast, explosive back that can complement P. Ryan nicely.
Javonte,
And
yeah.
Javonte when he comes back. So I think the Broncos need help here. I don't really care what they say. I'm not going to believe that Javonte is ready to go until he's at practice.
And when I went back and listened to George Payton's answer on Javonte again yesterday, he wasn't like Javonte is going to be back. It was
Yeah.
like we hope Javonte, or we're
believe or
optimistic.
something
Yeah, we
like that,
believe
yeah.
Javonte is going to be back this year. So not only is he backing down on he's going to be ready to go week one, but there was even some questions there. He's being more optimistic than saying definitively. So Broncos absolutely do need a running back. I don't mind that pick.
Okay.
Henry, who are you going?
I mean, it's Tippmann for sure. It's Tippmann for sure. If it were him and Avila, I don't even know what I'd do. Again, I'd probably trade down.
I go Tippmann.
Yeah.
No, I'm not trading down. I'm taking one of those guys.
I mean, when there's like 5 picks there, I'll take my chances. Like, but again, we're not doing that today. I'd take Tippmann. Like Gervin Dexter could be good. A-Chain could be good. Like, cause he is kind of the last of like the running backs who blows your socks off. Just he's so fast. Like he's like a 4.3 40 guy. Can you scroll down just a little bit more? Make sure I'm not missing anybody.
Wait, so if it's not, it's knock your socks off.
Yeah.
Blow your what?
Can you scroll down like
blow your mind. Yeah.
4 more? Like Tyreek Stevenson's and Jordan Battle might be the guy.
Yeah, Jordan Battle will be tough to pass up here.
And because Tyreek Stevens, there's gonna be so many more corners that I like. I'll take Jordan Battle.
Man, I can't believe I'm gonna agree with you on the second draft.
Wow,
We're taking
you're
the
just
exact
following
same
me.
draft. I'm not.
We are.
You took the Alabama guy. You had to have known what was coming. But I mean, he would complement Justin Simmons so well.
I'll
Yeah.
take Tippmann too with my other pick.
There we go.
And
Love
see,
it.
a trade like this, like you're giving up, was that probably a 6th, maybe fringe 7, probably a 6th for a 4th
Back
next
3
year.
spots.
Exactly. And that's where I go down. And maybe they have strong feelings like, oh, Avila's a great prospect, Tippmann isn't. I'm fine with either.
So this
I'm
trade
just
that
telling the Saints like we're not giving you 195.
yeah, move back to get.
I don't think they're giving up a
future
4th for. Maybe they'd say like we'll give you a 5th then, and I'd still be down.
So
I don't think you're getting a 5th for that either.
That trade for the people listening on the podcast was the Saints talking to the Broncos. Do we think a Saints Broncos trade happens this draft?
No.
No. Even though Mickey and Sean like this.
They spent so much time negotiating the last one. They might just not be super close friends.
Wow.
Like, I mean, Sean Payton and Mickey Loomis are, but in terms of like business, George Payton, Mickey Loomis, it's going one way or the other. They're either definitely doing it or definitely not.
Man, I think a trade's gonna happen. I think that relationship's
Does
there.
Mickey Loomis say he's great friends with Sean Payton?
That's a good question.
think so.
I don't know.
I feel like you can go back because of I think he's talked about the trade as well.
Right.
And when that happened, he was like, yeah, great friend, all that stuff.
Okay.
Seems like he said positive things. I don't know about that phrase in particular.
Yeah, I'd be interested.
And then this other offer from the Panthers. Are you interested in this? Pick 68 for the Broncos and pick 139. So what's that? Their 5th. For pick 93, pick 114, and Carolina's 2024 third-round pick. They're going to have a rookie quarterback. That could be a good pick.
I think the Broncos would have to take this.
See, this is the one I wouldn't be interested in. That's just too far.
This
Like, you drop out of good player range.
This is such
Top
a
100?
George.
Fringe.
Man. I was going to say this is such a George Payton pick, though, or move, but you're actually only picking up one draft pick in the process.
Plus, I think the Panthers are going to win that division next year.
with Bryce
Wow.
Young.
Yeah.
Love it.
I mean, who else?
I really hope that Bryce
like
Young
the
pans
Falcons?
out. If Bryce Young doesn't pan out, I don't think this has been talked about enough or at all. People are going to stop drafting short quarterbacks.
As they probably should.
Because who hasn't worked out? Kyler.
Baker.
Yep.
So 3 number 1 picks
Russ.
in a 6-year span.
Yeah.
That everyone is like, it doesn't matter. Height doesn't matter. Height doesn't matter. If 3 consecutive undersized quarterbacks drafted at number 1 don't pan out, people are going to pull the plug on that.
I mean, that's a good point.
As they probably should.
No,
The thing about like Russell Wilson is in an alternate universe, like if he's picked number 1, does that matter?
Right.
Like the thing is, you used to be able to get undersized quarterbacks as such a great value.
Right.
Because people were so like if we go back to that, it'll be great for those guys, I think, because they'll get drafted in the second round, they'll be ballers.
Yep.
And they'll go win jobs. But if Bryce Young is a bust, I mean, it's definitely fair to say Baker was a bust. I think it's a little early on Kyler, but he's certainly trending in the wrong direction.
He's got
And
busted
now he
time
has to
for
come
sure.
back from a ACL.
Yep.
3 in a row. That will be death to the quarterback size. Doesn't matter.
It's not gonna
narrative.
be 3 in a row.
Wow.
Bryce is gonna be just fine.
I
Just
think
fine.
just fine is exactly how I put it. I think we
He's-
haven't
he's
talked
gonna
about
be
these guys
excellent.
at all. He's not going to be excellent. I think he's going to be like good, and in that division, that's going to be good enough, and they're going to go to the playoffs, and everybody's going to be like, oh, shit, Bryce Young, playoff quarterback, and the standards are going to get super high, but then he's just kind of going to be the same, like, he's honestly pretty similar to Baker.
What don't you like
Where-
about Bryce?
Size. like
Great.
some of the arm strength.
That's great. I mean, if that's
But
what you don't like, that's great.
It's just tough to play from the pocket with that size. And he's good at getting out of the pocket. He's good wiggling around in the pocket. And
How much bigger is he than Kyler?
I mean, I guess combine, they have to actually get measured. I can check.
I mean, it wasn't hard for Drew Brees.
No, but again,
And
like
Bryce is
or Dan Fouts, but that's like two in 50 years.
But Bryce is a pocket passer, and that's what Drew Brees is as well.
So is Kyler though.
No, not. He wasn't like only win from the pocket though.
No, but neither is Bryce.
More so though. I think so. I think Bryce relies less on running around and.
It's so hard to judge
athleticism.
with Alabama quarterbacks when they have five-star offensive linemen in front of them.
Sure. I love the S2 test coming out for Bryce though. Did you see all of those scores leaked today?
Yeah, I don't even care about that one iota.
Really?
Yep.
Apparently, there's been big correlation with success and not success.
How many years have we been doing this?
It's a good question. I think at least 5. I don't know why it's just becoming public now. But the correlation has been the players that don't do well absolutely do not succeed. CJ Stroud
quarterback?
at quarterback.
Okay.
Yep. CJ Stroud, 18% out of 100. To put that in comparison, Bryce Young got a 98%.
Yeah, I shouldn't say I don't care about it at all. You have to clear a certain
Sure. Yeah. Yep.
baseline, but like Bryce Young got a 98, and I think Jake Haener got a 96.
Yep.
If Jake Haener was actually like considered to be a first round prospect, like you're splitting hairs. Even if it was like an 85.
Sure. No, and I agree.
Can we talk about Jake Haener for just like 1 second?
Talk about him.
Wow.
I love Jake Haener.
Wow.
Like legitimately one of my favorite college quarterbacks I've watched in the last, 10 years.
Do you love him as a college quarterback or do you love him as an NFL prospect?
I love him as a college quarterback.
Yeah.
That being said, super smart guy, a little undersized, absolute heart of a lion. I wouldn't mind taking him in the late rounds.
6th round pick, that's where it's going?
Yeah.
Well,
I still want to carry 3 quarterbacks.
When Henry and I did our mock draft, our positional mock draft earlier this week, I had the Broncos with the 6th round pick taking a quarterback. And Henry, like you just said right now, didn't like that because he doesn't like carrying 3 quarterbacks. What?
Put one on the practice squad.
I'm even fine carrying 3 until you have that position completely figured out. That 3rd quarterback spot's definitely worth it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sure. I'm not convinced, but I get it.
I just love Jake Haener, dude. He's such a
Yeah, I mean, I watch because Lexi worked at Fresno State, and so we watched a lot of Fresno State games.
I bet on Fresno State every week, and then Jake Haener would get hurt.
Yeah, it's like 10 o'clock, time for Fresno State again. But
He was just like he's literally has no regard for his body.
True.
Just puts it all on the line every single time.
You do love that, but then feel bad for him.
You love that at this point, and then immediately
once they're on your team,
you
you're
need
like,
to
what are you
protect.
doing?
You need to slide.
No,
Exactly.
until it's Teddy Bridgewater who's getting killed for not putting his body on the line.
But he's one.
There's a difference
There's
between
a line to walk here.
There's a difference between attempting to tackle someone and like diving for a first down in the first quarter where you get like helicopter.
There's also a difference between like, oh, hey, Josh Allen, you're a quarterback for the next decade, so please slide. And Teddy, you're very disposable. Like, feel free to just dive for first downs when you need to.
Damn, that's me.
He was disposable.
Or Buffs quarterback JT Shrout sliding short of the sticks.
Oh, we love that.
On 4th down when there was no one in front of him.
No, that's brutal.
Also, the sizes. So at the combine, Kyler Murray 5'10 and 1/8, 207 pounds. Bryce Young 5'10 and 1/8, 204 pounds.
Love it.
Whoa, he's
No,
tiny.
he's not big enough. Like,
he
he'll be
looks
fine.
taller than Kyler.
Oh my gosh, you guys
Bigger
are just,
vibes.
You guys are just going way old school.
Wait,
You're going
I never said
old
any-
school.
That's
football.
fine.
I never said anything. I just said that he's tiny.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, with a negative connotation.
If they're the same size, Kyler has better arm talent than him.
Bryce clears the arm talent hurdle by far.
He does.
Yeah.
It's the work where Bryce will get a leg up on Kyler's by being like a tireless worker, film study guy.
No homework
And-
clauses in there,
Yeah.
and also just, the football IQ is off the chart.
He's-
and the
he's
S2
mini
is
Mahomes.
there too.
Like it's all like the wiggle in the pocket, roll
You
out type
cannot
stuff.
call someone mini Mahomes and then say that he's going to be just fine.
He's mini. How many small quarterbacks have worked out?
Well, if you're calling
Which
him
one do you like better, Miles or Mini Miles?
if you're calling him mini Mahomes, then he is Drew Brees.
Drew Brees is nothing like Mahomes. Drew Brees can't move at all.
If you're saying he's mini Mahomes, then he's going to be just as good as Drew Brees.
No, he is not.
He's not. Short Patrick Mahomes, I'll still take. Absolutely.
He's not Mini
yeah,
Mahomes.
no, I think.
Well, and then that's fine. If you want to take that argument, that's fine too. But I'm saying you can't compare him to Mahomes.
It's roller
and then
coaster
say,
Hank.
It
What
is.
do you want
It is.
No,
this is
Mini Mahomes.
roller coaster Hank.
So to me, like I said, wow, we've been off track. So I think he's gonna do well the first year. Like he'll be good. They'll get to the playoffs because it's a bad division, but that's kind of gonna be who he is. Where it's like honestly very similar to what Baker Mayfield was, except kind of without some of the drama.
Okay,
And
then
I think
compare him to Baker, not Patrick Mahomes.
You look around, the comp is Mini Mahomes. I'm not. I didn't come up. I stole that.
Then that's why he's going number 1 overall. Henry, people say that as a compliment to him. They don't say
Yes,
that
definitely.
in a negative way.
No, it's not a negative. He's gonna be a good quarterback, but he's gonna be like a fringe Pro Bowl type guy.
You know what we can agree on?
We can agree that Henry might not like Bryce Young as much because he has like a 250 win percentage with him in Madden.
Oh,
forgot-
damn, that's a really good point.
Also, it is definitely way more than that. Bryce Young in the game is pretty sick. I guess what's missing in the game is he's just not quite as quick. Like in real life, he's quick.
Yeah.
And also like he feels the pressure in real life. Meanwhile, I have to do that in the game, and so that trait doesn't really matter. Yeah.
I really want him to work out. I really want him to because I don't
Thank you,
want
Ryan.
to do the quarterback height thing every year.
yeah, it's fair.
Oh, we're
and
here.
I think
like it's not going away.
He's gonna work out. You guys are fine. You
All
guys
right.
are fine. Also, that'd be good
Shocking
news.
that you believe in an Alabama prospect.
Yeah, I know. Shocking. How you know what else is not shocking is Breckenridge Brew is the official beer of DNVR. It's also Avalanche Amber Ale season today. Cloudy, not the hottest day, so it's a good time to break out an amber beer and celebrate the Avs win. We all needed one in the second period yesterday. I guess at the start of the second period.
I had 3 just to
yesterday.
be safe.
There you
Wow.
go. Because it was a little nerve-wracking. Of course, when you're watching the Avs,
Racking.
when you're watching nerve-wracking.
Just what we're doing. Yeah.
Nerve-wracking.
You guys are,
No, it's racking. Nerve wracking.
yes, it's wrecking. Okay, I said it right. Thank
Wait,
you.
no,
Ryan.
no, it's
Jeez.
racking.
It's wrecking. Nerve.
No, don't lead him astray, Ryan.
No, it's true. Ryan's right. I don't trust. Wow. Speaking of Drew Brees, we got a Drew Brees sweatshirt right
What are
here.
the chances?
Many Mahomes, right?
How can you see that behind the lights?
What do they have in common at all? They're good. That's
it's
it.
not
Oh,
even
it's
Drew
Joe
Brees,
Burrow.
it's Joe Burrow. So you
Wow.
couldn't see it behind the
There we go.
lights.
It was
They all look the
it was a
same.
white number 9 jersey.
Yep.
That's very much a Saints thing as well.
I thought it was Riley Dixon.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, shout out Riley. And also shout out Breck Brew. Get yourself some Breck Brew. Go to breckbrew.com. Click on their beer locator to find the closest Breck beer to you.
All right, what else?
Oh, let me get it again, Ryan.
Oh, wow.
Game time. If you're trying to, Avs and Nuggets are both through their game 2s, aren't they?
Yep.
So they're on the road.
Yeah.
There will be an Avs game 5 for sure, though.
That is true. So you can get tickets to that. Also, here's a fun one. If you happen to have a reason to go to Minnesota, which I
No one
really,
does.
really hope you don't.
Watch what you say there, Henry. Watch
Wait,
what you say.
are we not anti-Minnesota?
No, he's very anti-Minnesota.
Oh, good. Yeah, we're all anti-Minnesota. But it is the worst place in the world. Oh, good. I thought we had a Minnesota lover over there.
Wait, isn't your girlfriend from there?
Which is how this has come up before.
Yeah.
But when you
You
need
say
to
watch
find a
yourself.
time to go there because you have to, maybe for one of these Nuggets games, because right now, let's see, what's the cheapest ticket? So you can get into Game 3 for $20, Game 4 for
Oh my
$19 on Game Time.
Wow.
So
Wow.
if you have looked recently and found a cheap flight, no carry-ons or bags or anything included for $57 to get there. You want
You would
to?
save like $100.
Yeah, you would. You would.
It's not the worst idea in the world.
Really not.
other than
that
the
sounds
fact-
like a good
yeah.
time.
You could go to the Mall of America.
and nothing else.
Some lakes.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure the lakes are lovely this time
You
of
can
year.
have- what's the casserole that Lexi makes?
Oh, all the casseroles. They have
Just
Yeah.
have casseroles for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, Again, the downside, you're in Minnesota. The upside,
I actually
pretty
have,
cheap tickets.
have had
You
some
get
good
to watch
times
the
in
Nuggets
Minnesota.
for
I'm going to defend our
$20.
Minnesota listeners.
Good. Somebody should, because I don't know.
A playoff game for 20 nuts is insane. And if you use the code DNVR over at game time, it's going to be free because they're going to give you $20. So the ticket's going to be free.
Oh, wow.
So include that
shit.
into the deal as well.
Yeah.
That's
Then all you
incredible.
have to do is pay for your flight,
Yeah,
guys.
which is
Someone
cheap.
has to do
Again,
this
'cause
and
it's
send us a
Minnesota.
picture.
Yeah.
Also, if
That
you want to
sounds
go
incredible.
to, Avs playoffs, Nuggets playoffs, if you want to go to the hottest game in town, the toughest ticket in town,
I know where you're
the Buff
talking.
Spring
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
tomorrow, you can get that on Game Time too.
Spring tickets are on game time, huh?
Yes, I think there's only
Wow.
one pair on here,
Wow.
but
Wow.
you
How
can
much
go.
is it?
It's $50 a ticket.
So it's
Wow.
$30 a ticket if you use the code DNVR.
Yep.
Over at game time.
Yep.
How about that?
$819 to see Taylor Swift in Minneapolis.
$799 if you use the code DNVR.
Well, that's a steal. That changes my
Zach
mind.
is so good at minus 20. dude.
He can subtract 20
Wait,
from anything.
did we just give out our game time game of the week?
Sure.
Is
The spring game.
The spring game tomorrow. There you go. So if you
Come
want,
to the DNVR tailgate.
if you want
Mm-hmm.
the only tickets available on game time, grab them right now and go to the tailgate. What time's it start?
I'm pretty sure we have had more RSVPs for our tailgate than most teams have attend their spring game.
Wow.
Wow. So you're saying Deion Sanders was a good hire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty much everyone in the country other than Alabama should have hired Deion Sanders. Should have fired their coach to hire Deion Sanders.
I appreciate that. I agree.
And Georgia.
Although, no, yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that's very true. No shout outs to Deion in the presser yesterday, although Nick Saban did get one.
From who?
George compared Sean to Nick Saban.
I can only think of one thing they have in
think-
common.
So, I think Sean said George worked with Nick Saban.
Double Nick Saban reference?
No.
Were there two?
There might have been two,
Huh.
but George has worked with Nick Saban.
Yep.
But then there was two references.
Yeah.
They each referenced Nick Saban.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, I love that.
They better learn about Coach Prime.
Wow. Oh, boy.
Maybe they'll be at the spring game doing some scouting.
Rick Ross will be there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Doing scouting?
Maybe.
So check out spring game. That's our game time game of the week.
And snag the tickets without stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use, hey, that's my words, not theirs. And use code DNVR for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DNVR for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
All right, should we do one more mock draft or just get to the rest of?
Let's probably
today?
get to the rest of the show
Okay.
because
Okay.
Well, we're sticking on prospects.
are at 48
let's
minutes.
See, and
We
this is
know.
why, who keeps saying these shows can only be an hour? I've got a bone to pick still.
yeah.
we should get our own studio so we can just go back to the old days of 3-hour shows.
Exactly. It's what the people want.
We were in Studio B yesterday.
Well, I saw
it
that.
was
Studio
different.
B's looking nice.
Oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
looking really okay.
I know,
Enough.
we
Enough.
said-
We're diving into our player
Oh, no.
profile to scout who the Broncos could take in 1 week from today, and let's dive into a tight end that we've mentioned, Tucker Kraft, out of South Dakota State.
And you threw it to me, so I get to say whatever I want now.
Say whatever you want.
We
Oh,
said
no.
Studio B yesterday. It's like, yeah, here, this looks incredible. Like, this looks better than Studio A. And he's like, yeah, doesn't it? We're about to change it. I was like, what is that's? No, don't change it.
Okay, back to Tucker
Okay,
Kraft.
back to Tucker Kraft. Yeah, so he's a South Dakota State tight end. Played quite a bit there, I believe, over the past few years. 6'5", 254, some long arms, big hands, all that stuff you like. 4'6'9", 40-yard dash. Nice.
Nice.
Again, like 4'6'9", solid, but it doesn't really blow you away. Like,
What was
he
Greg
do?
Dulcich
It
last
doesn't
year?
blow your socks off, that's
It does.
for sure.
It doesn't,
doesn't blow your
off.
socks
What
off.
was Greg Dulcich last year?
Right around there.
I think right around there.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah,
So Greg Dulcich was supposed to be this really fast tight end,
definitely.
just by running a 4.69. So if you're gonna give Greg Dulcich the benefit of the doubt, you give him the benefit of the doubt.
He's just he's a little bit brickier, a little boxier. Like, you got Dulcich out there with those long legs, and it's like, oh, when he gets up to speed, he just kind of glides. He's a smooth athlete.
So you're not down on Tucker, or you're down on Tucker Kraft. You're not up on him. That's what it sounds like.
He was a 4.70.
There you go.
See,
there you go.
I'm medium on Tucker Kraft. Like, he's like, there's a reason why we're talking about him as a beginning of the third round prospect, you know? Like, if you want to know why Luke Musgrave would go in front of him, it's because they're very similar prospects, but Musgrave's a little bit more productive, has probably more potential down the field. I guess ran
higher level of competition.
That's the big one. We haven't gotten to that yet,
You've
but
been
might as
talking
well.
the whole time. So
Okay,
you
we
haven't
being
gotten
me.
to it yet.
Yeah, because I'm still saying who the guy is. That's the end of it. That's like the caveat at the end. I
Okay.
know what I'm doing
Throw
here.
the caveat in.
Yeah. No, it's not time. So
Let us talk.
you are talking. It's my turn. What if
You're not letting me talk.
because it's my turn. Okay. Yes. So again, Boxier, like you like him as a blocker. I think broke 25 tackles last year, which is a crazy number. And again, here's the turn we've been waiting for against FCS competition. So just because they can't tackle him doesn't necessarily mean
Nobody can.
Nobody can. Thank you for my turn. It also means that when you look at him and say
Henry
like, yeah,
is on
he's
edge today.
Okay, there we go again. The interruptions from.
Let's wrap it up, okay?
We've been
but
talking for like 10
now
minutes.
Allie too.
Yeah,
it's
see,
Allie too.
just
No,
all
I
you
haven't.
do
This
is-
is not. This has been what 20% me.
This is actually giving me anxiety now.
Yeah, you have anxiety, I bet. But yeah, like you see him separate a little bit. He separates well underneath. Does the quickness of the NFL catch up
Can
to
we
him?
cut his mic soon?
He's a good He's a good blocker. He isn't like a look. You know Michael Oher, the blind side.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank
Of
you.
course.
Then that's when it was your turn. I threw it to you. He's not doing that sort of stuff.
Bless
so
you.
what happens when he gets to the next level? Now at the same time, he should be a good run blocker. He should be able to get open underneath. You don't know if you're getting much downfield. He's a big dude, red zone threat. Guess what? This could have taken a third, 20% as long if you guys wouldn't have interrupted me.
Ryan, kind of an inside joke that you and I have had for a long time, has nothing to do with Hank. He's definitely been left out of this joke, is what size is every Broncos tight end?
6'5", 250.
6'5", 250. Tucker Kraft, 6'5", 250.
That's just tight ends.
But, no. It's such bullshit, honestly.
Yeah,
when you were to look at the Broncos tight ends,
Oh,
all
they
listed
listed
6'5",
all of them?
250.
Everyone's 6'5", 250.
There's one that's like 6 inches shorter than the other,
Yeah.
and he's still listed the same. But I think it fits this because 6'5", 250, like you said, it's what every tight end's listed at. Greg Dulcich is shockingly not listed at that. Tucker Kraft, look at that photo of him. If Allie wouldn't mind pulling the graphic up. That's 6'5", 250. He is a big man.
Yep.
And he's not going to
Exactly.
run by everyone. But you know who else wasn't able to run by everyone? Rob Gronkowski. He was built really, really big too.
He's bigger
Tucker.
than this.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah.
I mean, Rob's just, but I'm saying he's built more like that. He's not this
He's a house.
2023 where it's kind of a big receiver like Greg Dulcich, a big receiver. This guy is a big guy. He can do it all in terms of being a possession receiver and then also a blocker. So if you want an all around guy, he's your guy.
Yep.
Like not necessarily the best one, but default to 67.
He's crafty. That's for
Dang, there you
Oh,
go.
boy.
What was my answer? Like 90 seconds there as
sure.
opposed to
Henry
90
actually said
minutes?
everything anyone could ever say about him, so I have nothing else to
It's
say.
very true.
Mute me.
Oh, we've got under his skin.
Yeah. Was I muted?
Oh, we have. Okay, we've got 6 minutes left. How about we hit some questions on the website right now? First one coming in from the Count. George and the Visor had 51 minutes to say whatever they wanted. My biggest takeaway is what they chose not to say. I'm sure you know what I mean. Love, the Count.
I
I thought you weren't talking.
Sorry.
No, I'm kidding. Talk.
Okay.
What's he talking about?
So my first thought was, I have no idea
geez,
what he's
how many
talking
thoughts
about.
does he have
But
right
then
now?
Stop.
oh my goodness, these freaking guys.
It's really just him.
No, you followed him. You thought it was funny. Now I've lost my train of thought again. Damn it. Oh, so I thought
It was
I
your
have
first
no idea what he means, and I was like, oh yeah, it's the Count. So I'll lean in. So I believe that what they didn't say was that Pat Surtain is No, I can't go that far. I have no idea. I have nothing.
Did they say anything nice about Russell Wilson?
I said hopefully no more golf carts flip.
So that's it.
Yep. He did not talk about Russ Wilson again.
Nobody asked him.
Well, no one's asking him because he always just deflects.
Yep, it's very true. It's a waste of question if you ask him.
I mean, yeah. But
that-
what are you gonna ask? Like, hey, you're trying to find somebody who can unseat Russ? No.
The other one
Do you
would
like
be
Russell Wilson?
would be I
Hey,
saw some people
draft relevant. Do you
I s-
like Russell Wilson?
So you just interrupted me, and it didn't bother me. It just
You sound bothered. You're talking. You wouldn't have brought it up.
I'm bothered by the two of you interrupting each other.
One of the things that people
And another
put
thing
out
that
on
people
Twitter
put-
yesterday was Cortland Sutton's name wasn't like Jerry Jeudy. They said he's going to be here. Cortland Sutton, they did not say that about. To be fair, they were asked about Jerry
Exactly.
Jeudy specifically. So, but that's one thing that I could see the count potentially be hinting at. Too.
That's a good one.
One more or another question from Nash Bronco says, can Henry not mention the forbidden team for one whole episode?
He hasn't mentioned them today.
He has. Yeah. He said Mini
mentioned-
Mahomes.
I said
Yeah,
Mini
he
Mahomes.
mentioned
I did.
Patrick Mahomes. Yeah,
That's not even my words.
No,
Somebody
you
else
actually
comped
can't.
it, and
You
it's
had
like
to bring
I
it
stole
up.
that.
Yeah.
You need to
Sorry.
cite your sources.
Mike Trout says.
Twitter. Nobody knows where anything comes from. It's all stolen.
Mike
So I
Trout
did it.
says we should only draft guys from James Madison University. Go Dukes.
Yeah. I was just thinking, I really hope the Broncos get worse this year. You know what I
Henry,
could
can
use?
you give me a James Madison prospect?
Oh, I don't
this
even know who'd be
Hudson
draft
Teo.
worthy.
There
Draft
you go.
prospect.
Yes. I mean,
Draft prospect.
he is a draftable prospect.
Technically, yeah. That's not. I mean, we saw him.
Former CSU quarterback, terrible at CSU.
But
Amazing at James Madison.
and who is the guy? Adazio.
Yeah.
Adazio.
Steve?
Steve
guy.
Adazio.
Yeah, the dude.
He said before the season, Todd said Teo's last season, that he was a mix of Tim Tebow
Fergie
and
and
Donovan McNabb.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was at James Madison.
Wow.
Dang. He didn't call him Mini Mahomes, though.
No Mahomes in there.
No Mahomes. Okay, that's
Yeah.
just a you thing. Last comment from Broncos Only says, Zach was giddy yesterday at all the supposed information we learned from the pre-draft press conference. I was. We talked to him for 51 minutes.
Yeah.
Broncos Only says, I didn't hear anything. George Paton is the king of using a lot of words to say nothing. That's actually Sean Payton. We might trade up. We might trade down. We might not trade. We like Jerry Jeudy. He will probably be here. He definitely will be here. Javonte Williams is on track to be back. Maybe the start of the season, maybe just at some point during the season. John Elway's gone, but he will still be around. I told my wife that I wanted to hear her opinion as to whether Sean Payton's remarks about tipping golf carts is a good sign or a bad sign about the relationship with Russell Wilson. And she replied, I want a divorce. She can have the she can have the kids. I will keep the season tickets. Wow, that was a
What a
ride.
twist.
My notes yesterday, it's like Sean Payton section. Bang, 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 all this stuff. George Payton.
Oh, wow.
Nothing.
George Payton was the one to talk about Jerry. George Payton was
Yep.
the one to talk about
We
Javonte
like Jerry?
Williams.
Yeah, Javonte.
See,
But
wow.
that is true. I also included my tweets. So I was like, okay, I sent like 4 tweets. So the tweets plus the notes. So there he did have that. And that
but-
was a tweet.
Wow, kind of deceiving though. You're just showing how few notes you have, but you didn't include the tweets either.
Well, I did include the tweets. I just tweeted them.
I have to say 51 minutes, too long.
I disagree.
Way
long.
too long.
I was having the time of my, I guess, as somebody.
If something takes that long, you have to wonder, like, why didn't it end sooner?
Yeah, because you didn't want to hear the Javonte stuff. Because guess what? I got called on for question 43 minutes in.
Congrats.
So is that what you want, for me to not get a question?
You got it. You got it.
I did get it, and I was happy. I enjoyed the whole thing.
It was so long.
It's
It
too
was so
long.
Yeah, I'm the guy who's been writing 6 ways the Broncos can get back to the playoffs, or I can't even remember because none of it's like, but now we've got real content for a full week. I'm fired up.
I
would've
I'm
gone
more
another
on the
hour.
side of the commenters so they don't really actually say anything. Like
I got plenty.
We believe Javonte is going to play this year. That doesn't mean anything.
Sure.
It's the biggest thing we've gotten, though.
Well, I was gonna say for us, there was something.
Oh, yeah.
In terms of like hard stuff, you were never gonna get true
No.
hardcore facts from that, and we know that. We knew that going in. So, to Broncos Only's point, yes, they didn't say we are drafting this position. No one expected to actually get real information, but we got some stuff.
That's
But
the
then,
thing.
like Thursday morning, being able to drop like how the Broncos are going to approach their draft, and it's like Sean went through like where everybody's sitting. You don't need to include all that, but it's like the same people who've been in the room are going to be in there. They're not doing the cameras this year. Owners wine. And then you have like here's what they look for: trade up and trade down. Here's what they're going to be watching. Like it's something at least. Versus again, like 2 weeks ago, I wrote 6 ways the Broncos can get back to the playoffs. One of them was Russell Wilson is better, and I wrote it, and I was like, Not my best. Not my
It
fault
is
though. What do you
true,
want
though.
from me?
Number
It
one.
is
It could have been
true.
1 through 6.
Exactly. And that's where it's like, yeah,
All right.
this isn't high level content. Now we have information.
All right, we got to wrap it up. Do we have anything else?
That's it.
All right. This has been fun.
Has it?
A very Friday
For-
show,
for
I
me,
feel
at
like.
least.
I had a lot of fun. I'm just worried that Hank's never going to talk to me again. Well, there we go.
Oh, wow.
Maybe that'll make my life better.
All
I don't
right. That's all we got for this week. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you on Monday.